Hello, Capricorns. Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching this. My name is Patty. I am going to be doing your reading, guys, from the... When am I doing this from? the 2nd to the 8th. I'm at the end of July, and with all these planets moving signs, it's crazy, especially with that full moon that we had. A lot of planets are changing signs. My head is a little muffled just because of that, and also, too, I've been getting a lot of downloads. I'm really thinking about just sharing some of those downloads because maybe it will help you as well as somebody else out there that maybe you know that can share. So if you see me come on, if you haven't subscribed, you probably will never know. But if you see me come on with a notification, subscribe, hit the bell, you'll then know that I'm going to be popping on and doing some downloads. Because as I get these downloads, I think it's not a message only for me, but to share. So Divine is saying, you know what, I'm giving you these downloads, share them. So I think I'm going to be doing that a little bit more as we go. You might see me all over the place in my leather shop. You might see me wherever. And I'm going to be doing these downloads or sharing these downloads from Divine because the world is going through a lot right now. And so is everybody. And now these numbers are coming back up in COVID. And people are worried about, you know, are we going to get shut down again? Are we going to have to wear masks again, even with all these vaccines? You know, anyway, so just be ready for those. No announcements today, so let's just get going. I am going to use my new deck again. I have not had time to research. I have been going crazy. My leather business is picking up so much, so I haven't had time to research. So we're just going to pick one oracle for Divine again, his message to you, and then the current energies and the future energies with the other oracle deck, all right? Wow. 58 cards in this deck. This was Virgo's, guys. This was Virgo's yesterday, and this is yours today. I think Divine is really trying to get across to us this message, and I'll share that with you in a minute. This is not just for a specific person or specific sign. I think, wouldn't it be amazing if this came up for all the signs? Now that would be really uncanny, wouldn't it? Actually, not really. Divine works in mysterious ways. Okay, we got our two cards right there. Wait a minute. That one goes there. That one goes there. You got to take them as they fall. That's the way he wants it. That's the way we're going to do it. All right, so let's get started. So for those of you that have never seen this deck before, I'm going to look at my new mug, guys. I don't know if I've showed it to you. Okay, that's me before coffee. That's me after coffee. Would you believe I have actually a Disney villain card, tarot card deck coming? Was supposed to come out July, didn't come out in August. Now it's at the end of August, but I'm patiently waiting for it. It'd be fun. Just be fun. This oracle here is the Oracle of Seven Energies. Very light deck. If you are a tarot reader or getting into tarot, this oracle deck is so light. Pick it up and see if those energies really resonate with you. If they don't, boy, I'd be questioning it because this is really divine lightness. I love this. But the card that we're talking about today for the Divine's message is the Grand Symphony. It is the number 9. So when we see the number 9 in numerology, it's very intense. So it means pay attention. Really listen to what's going on. Really pay attention to what is going on around you. And I'm going to share something with you. Remember, if you watch me all the time, I say the Divine's card usually matches up with the Astrology card, which is your future card, planets and things like that, those energies melding together. Well, the energies of the universe is basically the same as Divine's, and I'm going to show you why in just a second. Pretty interesting. So this is number 27, and I've gotten this card before, so I know what it's going to say. However, I want to read it for you because this is a new card for you guys as well. And it is also the 27 turns into 9 in numerology, if you don't know numerology. And so we sort of pay attention to that. All right. So the Grand Symphony, guys, is... As human beings, we have a tendency to see ourselves as separate from others. We do not. I mean, we do that, but we're not separate. This perception is the root of the cosmic joke played on all of us. Although our five senses and intellect can help us manage our experiences in the material world, and intuition helps us navigate the invisible world, we still struggle with the issue of identity and how we fit into the whole. So you're facing a paradox today. You need to focus in on being you, your unique self, for you can bring your own special harmony to the symphony of the world. But equally, you need to learn to be selfless and we, quote unquote, we, before me, quote unquote. Seeing yourself as part of the consciousness, and it unifies all. So in all that, really, in all reality, people forget that we are connected. And our DNA is all connected. I could steer you toward a National Geographic that they did for 2 hours. It's a documentary. They went all the way around the world and took swabs of different tribes, different people, different cultures, different colors, different everything. And they brought them all back to see if there's anything that is connected, to each other. There is one very tiny DNA that connects us all together. And we cannot deny that. It's science. It's literally science. But I'm not going to tell you where that DNA originates from. A lot of people won't accept it or like it, but it's what it is. But watch the documentary on DNA. It's 2 hours. I think it's 2 hours. That was our final, actually, for a criminal justice terrorism class. We were learning how to interact between different cultures, and that was our final. And I'll give you a hint. The professor was a ex-police chief and the first one in Oregon as a Black man. What's our connection together? Anyway, welcome. Venoy, welcome. Beautiful name. Oh my goodness. So this current energy now is going to be novice. Now the novice is number 5 in numerology, and that's not a bad thing. The things feel sort of unstable when it's the number 5, but you got to look at it in the positive aspect. When we're number 5, we're maybe learning something, and that's the novice. So the novice is learning something new, so it's a little uncomfortable. It's not everything that they really know how to do, so they're not skilled in it. So it's innocence, beginner, ignorance, a new skill without practice, or an unstable curiosity. So when you want to learn something, you go look into it and see if you want to learn it. Scuba diving. I'm a scuba diver. I wanted to see what it was like. I researched it. Could I do this? Could I put my head underwater? And I loved it. But it was all new. It was like a little scary at first. Windsurfing. Oh man, can I really stay stable on that board? Whatever it is that you want to do. Novice is a number 5. This is a good energy. And turning yourself around from the me, quote unquote, like it said in the reading for the harmony, to a we is very, very uncomfortable for some people. And what that means is, let's break it down to the basic of what Divine is saying. Whatever your purpose and your calling and whatever you're doing in your life, don't let it end with you. You be the conduit. Let it go through you. So like for me with my leather work, I don't stop. I teach people, hey, if you want to learn how to do this, this is what you would do, save you some money or whatever. Or sometimes it opens a door and an opportunity for me to talk about my spiritualism because I'm an empath. And one of my clients didn't know what was going on with her, but she's an empath as well. And so we sat for a couple hours talking about how and what's going on with her and connected that way. So whatever I do in my leather work, it doesn't end with me. It's we. Okay, so that's what Divine is saying. It's going to be hard for some people to think in that concept, but we have to understand we are all connected. And that's why he says, why can't you guys understand that you're separate, but you guys need to work together? So now, here's the interesting thing on this oracle. Remember I said Divine's card, the message for you from the Divine, is pretty much the same as the universe. You can ask one question and I'll answer it towards the end if it's not in relation to what we're talking about. Definitely you can. A lot of the times the answers come through the reading. So definitely. But as respect to people who want to get the reading and move on with their day, I do the answers or the questions at the end. So if you want to hang around and do that, that's great. Sure. But the future energy is, again, I talk about the astrology. I talk about the planets' energies. Everything is changing because this week that I'm recording this is the 27th. We got planets changing signs all over the place. So those energies are even more powerful than the full moon's energy was this month. And the full moon's energy was powerful because it's in Aquarius, and then next month's in Aquarius. So we got a bunch of energies, and I'm not going to go into that. There is a full moon reading that tells all about the planets and the energies that are changing. You can go watch that. And I don't know if I removed the link down below, but just look for the full moon reading of July 23rd, and it'll pop up. But this future energy is the eagle. Now, the eagle's about spirit, integrity, and connection to the angelic realm. Okay, it's also the number 9. Coincidence? Not at all. So the angelic realm, if you look at this and you look at your spirit this week and start thinking from spirit rather than your head, okay, because your spirit is your soul, it is your spirit, it's connected, it's intertwined. And the thing, if you start there and you start thinking of we, it actually becomes more easier and it becomes more harmonious because you send off energies, your energy. So you send off energies in a positive, high vibration, high light, high energy. You're bringing light over darkness. So if somebody's having a bad day and you wouldn't have a clue, maybe you're in the store or whatever, in the line, he looks really grumpy and you're bringing out a positive energy. There's nothing that can happen, but they can absorb that. That becomes an energy. You're sending more of a we. Okay, we're in this together. Don't be upset. Things are going to be fine. All that kind of stuff. Don't have to say a word. You can push those energies that you have onto somebody else. Think I'm lying? You know why? Check your work one day. If you go to work or go to school and somebody's in a bad mood, and what's going to happen? Before you know it, these are upside down. Before you know it, everybody's going to be in a bad mood. Or if you project those positive energies, there's nothing that can't happen but light take over dark. Your shadow work is squished. Your shadows is squished. Your light rises. Okay, try it sometime. I do it all the time. Do it all the time. It can be energy draining if you do not know how to control what you let in and out. And as a empath, definitely, I've been able to read energies for so many years. It's just common sense to me. So this is a time where it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable. For one, somebody's going to have to stop thinking of me only, because it doesn't end with me. It's selfless, not selfish. It's sort of like when you get in a fight with somebody. Well, what about my feelings? What about me? What about them? Do you think of them and their perspective of what they're going through, or do you just not want to understand what they're going through? Because once we understand somebody else's perspective, we don't need to fight. We already know our perspective, but we can either accept it, agree to disagree, and love each other, or we can say, no, it's all about my perspective. It's all about the way that it's right. This is where we get into fights. No one ever has to fight. You just have to agree to disagree. But this is hard to do because you have to reach into your spirit to become harmonious. People don't want to do that. They want to think from their head. Wow, this is a big reading for you guys already. First card out. 4 of Pentacles. Don't want to let go. You don't want to let go of that way. You don't want to let go of the me idea. You don't want to let go. Well, I want this and I want that. And now this might not be you, but you may know somebody like this. Okay. This is something that is brand new, uncomfortable. If I were coaching a person that was going through this, we would have definitely, a way to set this up so that you can do this minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, week by week, so that it's successful. I have a client that I worked with. And this is something, positiveness is really hard for a lot of people because we're born to not be so positive. We learn it's easy to learn to lie than to tell the truth. So a lot of it, but this client is learning a lot about positivity and how to stay more on the positive side than the negative side. Excuse me, I just had a protein shake, so. Some Virgo energies in here. I'm a Virgo too, by the way, if she's still here. Yeah, I'm definitely a Virgo. We have Virgos, and yeah, her birthdays are coming up. All right, so somebody's holding on. First card out. Here's the thing. What I like to look at is I like to look at your first card out, and I like to look at your challenge card. Because you don't want to let go, this is a challenge for you. But if you learn to let go of past things, we're in the waning moon, time to release stuff, get rid of stuff. This is the energies of the moon that we got to release stuff now. Things of the past, things that no longer work, things that, what is the word that I'm trying to put? It's not needed. They don't serve their purpose anymore. Thank you. I appreciate that. They don't serve their purpose anymore. It's not needed. It's sort of like, as we talked about in some of the readings, when the serpent shows up, that serpent has to, as it grows, it has to shed its old skin. It moves and squiggles its body so that old skin stays behind. It doesn't take it with it. It doesn't want to say, wow, I got to keep this because, it's my past me. It's I gotta carry it with me so that I can show it to whoever I'm going to have eggs with, I got to do this. No, it moves on. So it's really hard for somebody to move on, but your victory is when you do it, there's going to be so much more, and there is a lot more in your reading. Woo! Excited for you. Again, the third time the 9 has shown up. We have to pay attention to when we see double numbers, triple numbers, quadruple numbers. I don't know what sign had 3 signs with 3 numbers in it a couple of weeks ago. I was like blown away. It's like, you better pay attention to this reading. And it's not me. I'm the conduit. These are messages from divine, not me. So this is definitely a number 9 where we do want this to be a success. So with the number 9, it means that you have worked hard, you have done it, you have made it, you have done the process. Maybe it's, working through, okay, and I got to stop about thinking about me so much. Maybe I really do need to think of we. And so you just practice it day in and day out. That's work. That's work. But this here is the 9, which shows that it's almost to completion. It's really important because now she's getting the luxuries in life that she worked hard for rather than just surviving it. Your spirit, it needs food. Your spirit needs positive. Your spirit needs love. Your spirit needs compassion. Your spirit, because that is the second dimension. It's not the first dimension. Your head and your thought process is earthly. It wants what things you can see. I want a house. I want a car. I want this. I want that. Blah, 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 blah. Material things, first dimensional. Okay. But here at the center of your reading, we have the Queen of Swords, and then we have the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is about your heart, your joy. This is something about what you really want. This is really beautiful stuff that you want to come towards you. This is probably from the new moon to the full moon next, but you got to release, you got to let go. So and you're like, Patty, what do you mean by let go? Let go. Past. Hanging on to stuff that no longer does any good for your future, because you're supposed to be moving forward. You're supposed to be, if you're driving a car, look through the front window and not pay attention to what's in the back window. So you're going to have got a big window. That's why you're moving forward. The little window, you're not going backwards and looking through that little window, driving through that little window. Okay, that's the thing, is you need to release. A lot of people don't want to release their exes. They want to hang on to something. And I've been there. I hung on to my ex back. Let's see, we got married in 2003. He left in 2004. I married him for life. I was 41, my first marriage, and I married him for life, and he left in the first year, and I pined over him for 10 years, guys, 10 years. Big mistake. Stupid. Because the thing is, the divine was trying to show me the lesson in it. I just couldn't see it because my head was so stuck in pining over him that I should have, you know, and actually that relationship probably never happened. Should have happened, but because Divine allowed it, he began to show me. Once I released him, I was able to see why he was in my life, why the time was so short, what needed to happen for me in growth. I saw so many things, and we can do that with everything that we go through here. And that brings you a world of peace, a world of love, a world of joy. It gives you, this is your world, and you have a choice to walk through it or not. You are offered a lot, okay? But you do have to analyze what is going on. What lesson did I learn in this so that I can move on? The reason why you can't move on is you're looking at all the negative stuff than the positive and what the lesson was. Once you do this Virgo hermit and analyze the situation of whatever it is that you're hanging on to and say, okay, Divine, God, Holy Spirit, show me what the lesson was in this. What was it I was supposed to learn so that I can go to the next level and it never happens again if it was something of a low vibration, or if it was something good that didn't last, maybe that there is a reason why you need to learn another level so you can get more. Okay? So, because when you're dealing with people, you're dealing with two energies, two journeys, two perspectives, two everything. Okay, so that again, if you release whatever's going in past and take the me out of it and say, okay, how can I be a conduit? How can it not end with me? Maybe you don't know right now, so just be kind to somebody, be nice, smile, pay it forward, buy a coffee for somebody behind you in line, buy a burger for somebody that, you know, if you can afford it. Or just be kind and generous. Volunteer at something. Elders need help all the time. I'm looking at our poor elders, and oh my gosh, you know, food, they need help. Maybe they can't fix something in their house. Maybe you know somebody that can help do that, whatever. All right. So let's get some other information from what Divine wants to do. Now, remember, this current energy that is going on this week, the 2nd through the 8th, is that it's a novice. It doesn't feel comfortable because you're out of your box. For some of you, you're out of your box. For some of you, maybe have started doing this and you just need to get to that next level of continuing to do it. Because like when I taught nutrition and fitness, to my clients, for some of you who don't know, I used to bodybuild and used to manage gyms. I would teach that to get to the next level psychologically, especially for women to lose weight, you have to do that through your brain first. When people are stuck with weight, a lot of that has to do with something from the past, that they eat out of comfort. A lot of complex carbohydrates you eat out of comfort because it's very satisfying. But complex carbohydrates, which is like your breads, your pastas, your rice, that kind of thing, is sugar and turns to fat. So a lot of people don't realize that if you get rid of the psychological problems there, then you can, PTSD, trauma, that kind of a thing, then that need to eat those complex carbohydrates is not needed anymore. All right. It's the same releasing that as well. All right. I don't know who I went there for, but it's an uncomfortable feeling at first. I don't know where that sound came in from, and that is a weird sound. It's not a sound of my thing. So anyway, and also too, this is a live chat. So if you want to say hi, tell me where you're from. I would love it. I'm getting more and more comments. I love it. Don't be afraid. This is a free channel. You can actually email me if you have some concerns or you like abilities you're not sure about. It's all free. Divine doesn't give us a gift to charge people of. This is a gift that is given to me to give to others. All right. So definitely, I get people all over the world emailing me, and I love to respond. And I can do that because I'm not that big of a channel. Okay. And he does that for a purpose. and that's fine with me. Okay. All right, so let's see what else he has to say for Capricorns. Yeah. So this curiosity, remember this said that there's an unstable curiosity for your current energies. So we have the Page of Cups. Definitely somebody's curious about something that they would enjoy or like to do. The Page of Cups is a very curious page. It's a little bit older. It's more of pages are usually really young. So this could be a person that, you know, is in their 20s or early 30s. I consider that still really young. But they're the little more mature page of all the pages, because they're now looking at the way they look, the way that they think. They're more individual. So they get curious about life a little bit more. So somebody who's curious about something right now, this might be a really good opportunity to open that door to maybe check it out, do some research, have some of that. Definitely be, and you know, now is the time because we have the Knight of Swords. So this is, again, we've got the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Swords. This is about your self-truth. This is about looking at your authentic self. The divine says your authentic you becomes part of that orchestra. Each instrument becomes a tune that melds together to make a beautiful sound. So that is what it is. My leather work is one thing for me. My travel is another thing that I do that hopefully brings joy and happiness to somebody on their vacation or wherever they're headed, that kind of a thing. But this is definitely for your future, guys, because we again have the Page of Wands. Okay. Or excuse me, the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is about communication, talking to yourself, talking to others, seeing what you need to do, seeing where you need to go, maybe getting the resources that you need to do. But when you do that, where are you getting your resources from? First, you want to ask confirmation. Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this what I'm supposed to show me a sign? Is this the way that I should be going? I don't know if this is the way that I'm supposed to be going. So who are you going to ask? Your neighbor, your friends? No. HE double toothpicks, no. Because you want to ask divine. Because he's the one that created you. Because we have potential for so many things, guys, that you definitely don't want to be headed in a path that is going to get you stifled. You know, we have the potential to do so many things. Definitely so many things. And so I could do so many things in my life. Yeah, I could be, you know, a professional scuba diver. I could be, I don't know. I've got so many things. I am an author. So, I mean, there's so many things. I could keep writing books, you know, and I am, but you know what? The divine's directing me in that. Should I keep going? Should I do one book? Should I do 2 books? Should I do 3 books? Maybe I'm not supposed to be an author. Maybe I'm supposed to just do 1 or 2 books and that's it. So this is the thing. What is it? You have to ask divine. What is it? He will show you as long as you move forward. You're like, well, yeah, but I don't know. How am I going to know? If you move forward into whatever you like to do or you feel is fire in your heart and your spirit, then you move forward. And as you move forward, you're going to either feel joy, yes, this is the right way to go, or 2, it's going to feel sort of like, man, I might have taken the wrong way. You probably did. So you go back to the Y in the road, and then you go the other direction. You go the other direction. Hey, Felix, welcome, welcome. Long time no see, but you must be busy. That's good. That's good. So that is the thing, is that he will confirm that you're on the right track or not. You've got to be the one to listen. This is, again, an uncomfortable place for somebody to be because it doesn't feel normal. That's okay. It's not supposed to because it's something new and fresh, but it is also of the angelic realm. It is also of the divine that you're getting your confirmation. Not your friends, not your family, not the guy or girl down the street. You're going to divine to get your direction. Again, you have to release first, though. There's something you have to release. Definitely have to release. All right. So we have the 6 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles is about giving and taking. It's about releasing, giving, and taking. And this is definitely something that we want to do all the time. We want to be able to give more than we receive. And that's where sometimes balance gets off, especially in relationships, is that one partner gives, and then the other partner begins to resent, or that partner begins to resent because the other partner doesn't or she doesn't feel like they're getting the same amount back. Okay. This is not about a partnership here. This is about you or somebody that is coming towards you that maybe you need to share this information with. Okay. I don't know. Okay. But again, this is a time to definitely analyze, because the Hermit card is next to your victory. Remember, the victory card is your challenge card. So somebody, without releasing, you cannot have newness. The divine's waiting for you to close a door so that he, or everybody says, who's he? Who's he? He's energy, okay? But I call him he. Divine cannot open that door until you release. Because if your closet is too full and you keep shoving stuff in, that door is just going to pop open and everything's going to fall out anyway. All right. And the thing is, if you don't keep cleaning, you become a hoarder, and that's a hoarder of spirit and emotions and stuff. And then how can anything else get in? Just a thought. Okay. All right. Definitely. Thank you. So we have the Tower and the Page of Wands again. Okay. This is about your future. This is going to change your trajectory in life. If you feel like you're headed down or you're stuck or whatever and things aren't changing. Sorry, I'm beginning to sweat. I need to turn the fan on. It's hot here in Oregon. It's like in the 90s. That's Fahrenheit. And I don't know what it is in Celsius. Sorry, Felix. So definitely it's really hot here. But this is going to really change your life around. It is going to change your life around. Again, the reason why. How is it going to change my life around? Because it's going to bring your vibrations and energies up. It's going to bring you to a higher self. It's going to bring you to a selfless way of living rather than selfish. And that's really big, especially if you guys want to be in relationships. It is really, really a big thing, because once you learn, if you haven't watched any of my videos on communication or relationships and that kind of a thing, what the big thing is that when you become selfless, you release yourself and you are allowed to give more. In relation to what that means is when you sit and listen to somebody else's perspective and understand what they need, what they want, what their desires are, what their goals are, you're going to want to give to that person because you care and love that person. And if they ask you the same and you're like, oh, I don't know. How can they love you if you don't even know what you know, what you like? So if they say, what makes you happy? Wow. I love flowers. When I get flowers, they just bring joy to my heart. So they're going to start giving me flowers because they want to make me happy. They're learning my perspective. So it becomes a back and forth dance. It becomes a dance. It becomes a very beautiful bonding connection. And that could be with your friends. It could be with your family, because I'm sorry, but a lot of family members don't even know they're family members. As you grow up, it's like, well, you don't even know me. How many times have you heard that? Well, you think you know me, but you don't. Okay, well then let's sit down and have a conversation. Tell me more about yourself. What do you like? What turns you off? What gets you mad? What pushes your buttons? What do you like to do? What do you like to have? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, and that is going to change your world, definitely. And this is definitely about your future. Okay. All right, guys. Wow, what a reading. What a reading. I don't know if Ben Moy is still here. Probably not, because a lot of people don't like to wait till the end to ask their questions. They're impatient. But sometimes your answers come in the reading. That's why I sort of wait till that too. That's why I do readings. So hopefully that they get their question answered. But anyway, this is definitely your reading. This is for this week. Now, remember, planets are changing. I'm doing this on the 27th. The planets are really changing signs a lot of signs. So if you're feeling a little muddled this week, if you're feeling like, what the heck is going on? Or, was this the full moon? No, it's the planets. There's so many outer planets changing signs. And that definitely is in the full moon reading. If you go on and watch that, I always do the astrology part first, because I think learning what the planets are doing tells you a lot more so than what the reading is doing, because the reading's just general. So if you can see what the planets are doing, then that actually does pulls their energies together. But again, like I told you in the very beginning, the Divines card and the Future card, both number 9s, both about the angelic realms, both about both. Definitely, this is about your spirit, your integrity. This is about looking at other people's and the connection to the angelic realm, and really reaching in and doing the current energy and getting, it is novice, but it's only for a minute. You're a novice for a minute. You're a novice for a lifetime if you don't want to learn. So that's pretty much that. All right. So I hope, Capricorns, this was something that helped you. You do have the 3 cards in the middle. You can have all of this. But it is your choice to move forward in the way that you want to move. Okay. So everything there is very, very beautiful. There's truth. There's love, peace, calmness, and the world. But a lot of people don't want to look at the angelic realm. They don't want to look at the divine. They want to just say, oh, I did it myself. Yeah, right. Okay. Good for you. You didn't, but okay. All right, you guys, it's been really good. This is Capricorn's reading for the 2nd through the 8th. And I hope you guys have a great, great week. Thank you, Felix, for popping in, and Venoy. Thank you if you're still out there. But I hope you guys have a great, great week. And don't forget to walk in absolute truth and love, the biggest one of all. All right. Take care.